to Evils of Enferacuse. We are here tonight to be able to do a few different things, and happy to see you, and hope you're ready to get a bit chaotic. Tonight's episode 17, is entitled Threads. Now, going back to last session, our group, after summoning what seemed to be a monk of great constitution, we'll say, they were able to work together to defeat said teleporting monk around, that was moving around them, and please the god Dionysus, who shared with them a bit of information before getting cast aside by Doric, basically yeeting them by breaking glassware. I believe from there we saw as our intrepid cleric Grim made a realization and stormed out of the room, out into Enferacuse, and left the party hanging out a bit as they were leaving the College of the Forgotten Flame, eating a bit on their way out, returning a pet rock, and then making their way back to the rock bottom. You guys had arrived back there. At that point, you also realized that Reef moved back out towards the forest. It seemed like they had been sucked into your encounter with the mad monk, so they wanted to go back to catch up with their mother, who basically watched them vanish before her eyes. And that leaves the three of you at the rock bottom to wake up the next day. We are on what appears to be, let's see, gods of weather. It is windy out in Enferacuse today. You'll note that as you kind of see the little signs and a bit of the cloth blowing in the breeze out your windows, a couple of you can have felt a bit of cold chill come in who leave your windows open through the evening. And you wake up, and today is an interesting day because all of you sleep, and there is nothing necessarily to wake you up weird or different as it has the last few times. You feel rested, and we're going to say, let's see who's going to wake up first. Zari, you're going to be up first. You basically realize that the sun is a little higher than normal, and it seems like you've gotten some really good rest in here.
Okay. Gonna do my normal habitual check everything for anything of all the things.
You do note, because of where your room is located, that there is a weird coloration now in the floor. It seems to be where there used to be a tree who had jutted through your room in the corner, and also at least a branch of it, because the major tree had actually sprouted next door to you, where you know that the mother and child have been staying. So you just can see that weird discoloration on your floor that has been fixed.
Okay.
I almost forgot about the tree book.
Right.
I guess I'll just experimentally step on the new planks, and then
they seem to hold you just fine. You don't really get any level of response other than what you would expect from a floorboard.
Okay. I'll just go about my business.
Great. Let's see who's going to be up and awake next. Doric, you're up next. Again, you also realize that it's a nice. It looks like the day has risen a little bit more, since, especially with your hunting prowess, at times you're not usually a later riser, but you can feel the sense of rest that you've been able to take on.
All right, so I kind of stretch and realize that we've had a very rough last few encounters, and might want to take it easy a little bit and fill myself up on some wassail meat.
You do note in your pack you are down, and only a tad bit of wassail jerky is remaining because you haven't seen it in a while.
Oh, when the heck did this happen? I kind of look around my bag for holes and stuff like that, because I'm thinking there's no possible way that I ate all of my wassail meat like that.
No, but as you're going through your bag, you do note a bunch of emptier wrappings of meat than you realize you thought you had in there.
With something in my bag.
Give me a check on that, whatever you would like to.
Let's go with I guess investigation?
Go ahead.
A barbarian using investigation. Let's see how well this goes. 3.
I swore there was more meat in this bag. Where is it gone?
I'm still not convinced that I ate all those, so I am going to try and inform an investigation of the highest order for the group. This will be our next quest. Where is my Wissel meats?
All right. That leaves, as you're searching your room for what may have occurred, Ferrari, you're up now. You remember kind of before going to bed, also a little bit of that weird conversation going on inside your head. But otherwise, you feel very rested, kind of like in a nice space.
Yeah, probably the reason that I also woke up the latest out of the trio here is because I was having the mental conversation, but also all the freaking notes that I keep pinning to the walls of my room. I was so obsessed, like trying to connect the dots between like the stuff that happened with Dionysus, stuff that's happening on with my patron, and the portal to the Fae and the twins, and trying to make sense of it all. And I fell asleep halfway through trying to make sense of all this. I wake up and I realize I got all this stuff up on the walls. I stand there for a minute. I'm admiring my notes, and then I realize I should probably put this stuff away when I'm not in the room. So I start like I don't know who's closest to my room. You just hear a lot of muttering and mumbling as all these like pieces of parchment that have been tacked on the wall start getting pulled down, and you just hear a lot of scuffling.
So, Ferrari, I'm going to give you one thing right now. You can roll a check of some type of your choosing.
For what context, or is it just?
I am not going to give you any, based on your own description of what you're doing.
Then I'm going to go with stealth to see if I'm not heard. That's a 9. I should have held that die for later. That didn't do me good.
Okay, you get a 9 stealth. All right, so, okay. In the midst of your weird, space that you got into the night before, just trying to connect threads and move things around, you realize that as you were putting stuff up, it's easy enough to take stuff down and try to keep the mental memory of it, but behind one of the pictures that you kind of put up there and drew of one of the twins, you realize you tacked up another piece of paper behind it that you don't necessarily remember putting up there. Maybe it was stuck to it or something like that.
Is it done in my handwriting too?
No, it's not.
Huh. Okay, I'm gonna take a closer look at it, see what it is.
It is the receipt for what appears to be a locksmith company that appears to be just a receipt for a lock, but it looks tremendously expensive.
I'm going to set that aside from the collection of like conspiracy thread notes and put all my other stuff in its own little binding of notes, and put that one in my other pocket so that I could show the gang.
Perfection. And we do have our last member, which is even better as well, because we have a full group. Hooray there. Hello there.
I fell asleep and I just woke up to my dad saying, "Hey, don't you have a game tonight?" And I was like, "Oh."
Hooray!
It's a
I am
lie.
uncomfortable. I may have my camera off to get myself situated because I literally, like, I don't know if you could tell, I just got out of this, so I may change a little bit. So I'll be here silently listening.
Whenever you're ready, it's actually perfect. So when you just let us know. So, all
On
right.
a side note, W Dad.
Yeah, also awesome for your dad. Thank you. All right, so Ferrari, yeah, you put that aside. And so you were able to successfully take down all this other work you've done, and kind of like that you've kind of put out there into the world. Where are you putting all this?
I think I would have some sort of like, oh, not like a file folder, but something like a leather like covering that I would put like all my notes back in, and then tie it off and put it in my bag. Because I'm like, as much as I feel safe here, I'm realizing that I was leaving the notes in here when we were going out, and now if I really want to address my concerns, maybe I should bring them with me. So I have like a leather fold, like a it's almost like a folder, but it's a piece of leather that folds around the parchments, and then I tie it off with a strap and
Okay.
put that in my bag.
All right. You now can add that to your inventory if you'd like. I would recommend documents of interest in there
Yeah,
as an idea, and you can decide what you do with the piece of paper you found. Is that in with the group?
yeah. I'm probably going to show that to them and be like, yeah, I found this in my room. I don't know how it popped up, but yeah, I will when I see the others, I'll show it to them.
Cool. Zara, you make your way down the stairs. You do note that it appears that the young child that is your next door neighbor is rolling the ball that your fun cub, owlbear cub, is so fond of. They're just playing in the hallway. It's rather adorable. And it seems like as you make your way downstairs, it seems like a regular morning. You haven't spent a lot of mid mornings at the rock bottom, but it seems like just a kind of regular crowd passing through, grabbing some bites to eat and something to drink along the way.
Sounds relaxing. Nice.
It does feel a little bit more so than some of the days. It seems just like nothing dramatic. You do see that. Who am I have watching the bar today? Let me see who I have watching the bar today. Hold that thought. I had that written down. You do see that Eloise is watching the bar today.
Not against child labor. No.
Haven't seen Eloise in a little bit.
You haven't asked about any child labor laws of Enferacuse, let alone almost any of the laws of Enferacuse, just so we're very clear.
That's valid. I can't argue that. Yeah, no, we haven't asked anything.
Nope, you did best the guards in a way that made him feel awkward and unhelpful. So, whatever. But, sorry, that's what you see. That's Ellie's at the bar. There are patrons around, just kind of in the loose setting for what you got right now.
Okay. Well, what's for brunch then?
Oh, good morning, or whatever time it is. Or we have some fruit from the coast that's coming. We'd be able to take some of that and put that out. And you know there's a bowl of fruit that kind of gets slid your way.
Thanks.
Welcome.
All right, I guess I'll go look for my companions.
Yeah. Doric, you have not found any of that extra meat in your room, and you're starting to get worried.
I literally run downstairs. You guys hear a bunch of slamming, clattering, and then that feet shuffle slide you used to do as a kid when you wanted to go down the stairs really fast, like
Yeah.
yeah, that happens.
No dear.
Guys, we have an emergency. Is only Zari down here?
Zari's down there, because you're moving very quickly, at least towards the bar, that Eloise is manning that at the moment.
Someone stole my wassail meat.
That's your emergency?
You've been eating like random handfuls of meat from your bag when you pass. Do you realize you're doing that?
I then reiterate much slower. Someone stole my wassail meat.
Do we have any wassail meat back there? You see the giant hand of your the orc out there, like with a bit of a nope.
And you don't see why this is an emergency, Zari?
Have I noticed Doric just randomly?
He just basically screamed in your face.
Yes.
No, I mean like in the past have I noticed him?
Anybody with a general idea has noticed that he eats things at random a lot.
Oh, I see. He just Patrick starfished himself.
So I'm just gonna.
Where's my piece of chocolate?
He rolled a 30 on investigating the meat
This
in his
is
bag.
completely real and not fabricated.
I'm just gonna like push Doric a little bit further away from my face. Like,
Do a strength check. I want to see you actually do that.
I'm willing to
I
go
kind of
for
want
that.
to see
I
you
go
do
for
that
That's
too.
good. What do you got there, Dork?
that is.
Dork, surprisingly, you feel as your cat companion moves you out of the way as a I'm all right.
Okay.
You feel the paw back. You feel the paw move you away in a way that does not seem threatening, just moving you away.
He must be going to get more with cell meat.
Ferrari, you have finished bundling your things together. You heard a commotion, probably scrambled a little bit as you did that. But now we're ready to leave the room if you wish.
Hearing the ruckus downstairs, I think for a minute, and then I'm like, well, you know what? Before I get out onto the floor, I cast Mage Armor on myself just to kind of have that, you know, preparedness, because who knows what the hell kind of journey we're going on today. Might as well have a little extra barrier between myself and things like freaking drunken monk cleric people. And then I come shuffling down the steps and kind of just like when I get to the like where it's like you can see the gap between the upstairs and the downstairs, I kind of do that peek down to see what the hell the ruckus was. Though I kind of already knew it was Doric from the noise level.
Rory,
and just
as you get into that, I want you to give me a perception check as you leaned over.
Neat. What do
Checking from the stairs and casting Mage Armor. Oh, it's safe.
Well, no, I did the Mage Armor in my room.
I know. I'm just talking about in general. It's like, oh, he's safe. Oh, he's traumatized.
I'm still bleary-eyed and still waking up. I only rolled an 8 on my perception.
All right, so you do see that Doric seems very animated in front of Zari. A little bit, reasonable distance now. And you do with an 8 also smell what appears to be really fresh fruit coming from the bar. You've picked up on. Zari, as soon as you also feel it's the proximity, you smell the smell of what appears to be singed feathers. Your passive gets it.
Smelly smell that is.
Oh,
so
that'll be Ferrari. I'm gonna say to Doric in front of me, "You're not you when you're hungry." Here, I'm gonna give him my bowl of fruit.
Kind of looks at the bowl of fruit.
You Snickers, Doric.
Yes.
What am I supposed to do with this? Catch more food?
You can, or you could eat it as a snickety snack and then go out hunting later feeling stronger.
Doric, do you eat it?
He reluctantly eats the fruits.
Okay. Ferrari, what do you do? Are you coming down after all that?
Since I now can both smell and see the fruit, I kind of almost like cartoony style start fluttering down the steps because I love the smell of the fruit. And I just go over yeah.
I'm glad that you do that.
I toucan Sam follow my nose.
So you all, Doric and Zari, you and Eloise see this little floating in Ferrari. What you both realize is that Ferrari is the only one of you who does not look very well rested. In fact, he has feathers out of sorts. You can see that his feathers in certain places are still singed and not taken care of necessarily, and he looks a little wide-eyed.
Immediately upon seeing that, I kind of cover my food. I instinctively like shoulder away from him and cover my food.
So you're the burning thing I smelled.
Ferrari,
Are you okay?
you are now recognizing, Ferrari, that you haven't really done anything to take care of yourself after that fight because you got so engrossed in that endeavor.
I'm like sitting there, like putting some of the fruit into a bowl for myself. And I stop. I kind of like crane my head over. Oh, I'll get a. We can I can run a bath in a little bit, kind of clean the soot and the ash off.
Here,
There was
take
just
take this to go. This is just take it to go, and you see Eloise hand you a larger bowl of the fruit, and to encourage you to take it somewhere at least away from the bar.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. What is our standard fee for our meals with the bar?
Oh, this morning it's 3 silver because of what came in. It's special. You all should take it.
Well,
It feels.
that was me asking above table, but it works either way. Because Virari feels bad about bringing like this like ashy, smoky owl smell to the bar. He drops an extra 2 silver, so he leaves 5 silver on the table, and just says, "Yeah, I get it. I realize I totally forgot about all the hubbub last night. I had a lot of notes that I wanted to take down before I went to bed."
You see Eloise pocket the money that you dropped off. Anybody else who has as well. But as they drop it into their space for funds and all that kind of stuff, you get the sense of her rubbing her temples a little bit, and a bit of a sway. We are going to use that, and we are going to shift a bit and dial back in time a bit. Last night, Grimm had left you all and made their way to their church, the Church of Silent Stone. And we're going to pick up with Grimm making an endeavor over there. So, Grimm, do you want to describe heading over there, what you're looking for, and what you see, and what you're looking for as you try to go in?
First off, with everybody feeling so kind of, we'll say, exhausted or miserable or whatever they may be feeling, you just see Grim come because he fed the night before. Just comes down. Oh, what a beautiful morning! Oh, what a beautiful morning, my friends! And then I head out for the day. I'm not really looking for anything because I remember, although I forget the intent. It's been a little bit for my brain.
You had heard that there was something about the nature of when your God had appeared last in some way, shape, or form, and you had a thought.
Yes, because I believe I remember saying that the gods are gone, or the gods are not in communion with us in whatever way. Because I did a spell, but it didn't really work that well.
You got the whale. You got the whale when you were trying to get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm on the beeline because I'll just be like to the group. I'm going to be away for the morning. There's things that we've learned that I have some questions about, and I'm like holding my.
I will pause you for a minute because you did this actually the day before. You're doing the exact same thing you did, but you did it at the end of the monk fight, and you dipped out.
Oh yes, that's right. That's right.
But you did just do that. You all remember him doing that before, saying goodbye basically, and get out.
All right, do we on a scale of 1 to 10, do we see like how happy and chipper?
You did not see at least going to last session, you did not seem chipper as much, Grim. You were basically like, I got something to do,
Yeah.
bye.
I
No, I'm talking
forgot
about
I
this
did that
morning.
immediately right after the fight. I thought this was the morning after, and that's where I got mistaken. So that would be me in the morning. I am now illustrating what I'm having the night prior.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, after the fight, I beelined it out of the building before everybody. Like, I don't even know if anybody saw me really leave because I was out the door before like the fight even ended. I am hurling my way down, but in this instance, the only thing that you can see is from rooftop to rooftop as I activate my ring of fogging. It's just me, just I'm moving very quickly throughout this city until finally I'm like in the courtyard almost of the graveyard, looking through the stained glass windows to see uh, the archbishop. In my mind, it's like I'm standing there in the stained glass window, and a lightning strike happens. You just see the silhouette of me as like the archbishop is like putting up like one of the candles. It's like, and then I'm like inside. Hello there, Bishop.
Give me a perception check. Yours is really good. This should go well.
Guidance. Perception.
We have a burned Ferrari and a chipper Batman level Grim, and you gave me breakfast because I don't act like me when I'm hungry.
Grim.
So I rolled an 18 plus 4 for guidance for 22.
So as soon as you open the window basically to appear, you know immediately right below you and screaming their head off is Pebble, who you didn't necessarily know before you entered the window, but is also there in the room with the Archbishop, and also another person across the room who gazes up from his book.
Hello, Archbishop.
Well, hello, my boy. We have a door.
Did they notice me go through? Actually, can I roll a stealth check to see if I just appear?
You announced yourself in the window.
No. I wasn't. It was illustration of like as I'm approaching to the building, all you see is my silhouette in the lightning strike of it.
None of them notice you. That is not that. I thought you went through the window and said all that.
No, it's one of those things like I'll go through the
thing.
normal entrance ways, but as I approach to see where he is through the window, you just see like it's like dark window and the lightning strike, and then you see the silhouette of me, and then the lightning strike is gone, I'm gone, and then I'm inside.
Okay, so we're gonna change this because I did just do a roll. The only person who had any chance of seeing you, you appear, you notice all three of the people I just told you in the room. The lightning strike goes off, and you hear a loud-ass scream from Pebble, who just screams their head off. And
that's valid.
Yeah, and what? Quiet down! What is going on with you? This is why you have not rose in your rank. You can hear this. Oh, you need more. Thing when window thing.
I cast calm emotions on the child.
Well, this is Pebble.
Pebble. I cast on Pebble.
Pebble. Must have been just the lightning. It's just the lightning. Okay.
Must have been the wind then.
I put my hand on their back and start rubbing gently, like very actually, like genuinely, like it's okay.
Oh,
I scare a lot of people when I enter a room.
Yes. Oh, welcome back. Have you been successful in spreading the word today?
No.
Oh.
We need to speak in private, Bishop. I look at Pebbles and the child and just like, if you wouldn't mind.
The Pebble has no problem. You as they kind of just move away from you, rubbing their back. You do note now in the corner, the person behind the book generally peers the book down a bit and peers a bit back up. It'll be fine. It is someone you have not met at the church yet.
Is he staying in the room?
Yes, he has not moved. He is just reading his book in the corner. The Archbishop has not motioned for them to go.
I, not knowing who this is, just... And who is that?
Oh, he is, specialist of sorts for the church.
Specialists. Is it the specialists about how we know that the gods aren't talking to us?
You do hear the book close a bit harder in the corner.
You see, I have noticed something. The lack of divinity is... Well, I may be so low in the totem pole of the clergy, unlike you. And I bow my head to the Archbishop, and I look over to him, and I go... And I just bow my head to him as well, thinking, because obviously this guy looks like he's above me. But I don't, like, no one's spoken to the specificity of what he is. So I just kind of, like, just in case, just look at him as well. But it just goes, the gods aren't talking to us. I'm not sure if they're even listening.
At this moment,
magic is not right here.
At this moment, you do see the figure in the corner rise a bit as the Archbishop kind of looks towards the bookshelves away for a moment, pondering. But the figure in the corner, as they stand up, you realize as they're standing, they're wearing a robe of your order that is not something you have seen in person, but as you were studying, you have some recognition of. The robe itself has silver woven through it in a way that comes down in not only the swirls and scripture of your deity, but also ending in a large fist in silver. It is the sigil of what appears to be the warrior priests of your order. And as they stand, you note a towering stature of this person as they note, someone at least with some sense here. Perfect. And they put the
this is what he said to my response?
Yes.
Good. I like you.
Good. You seem to be on the right track. Archbishop, he is trustworthy, correct? Oh yes, very much so. Good, a good parishioner and practitioner. Good. Now, you said you do not have connection with the gods, right? Not as much of a conversational nature, is that right? Except for maybe your binding.
Let's say I tried to commune with them last, or just a little while ago. And it seems that the definitive answer is unsure.
That's pretty common now. Many have tried, but for a long time now, though we have our power and what we take, you must not have seen much in the difference of your ability to take a bit of power from them. But the ability to get in communication with them it's not been non-existent for some time now.
I have not communed with Sephiene since... This technically, although like I commune almost every day, I'm not getting direct responses back from my god. It's not like it's like was that like obviously it's one of those things until I cast like what is it that a cleric spell intervention or something like that.
The time that you can remember because of where you started is that you heard back from them at your time of finding of a very very simple statement. Yes, We are there for you and for all. Follow. Beyond that, you have not heard that voice otherwise. Yes, it is troubling. The world has been like this quite some time, and we are doing our best to work through it. I do like your show of promise, though, to realize this. The taller figure, and again, it's for you, basically, tall is imposing in some ways based on your height. They come over and put a hand out to shake.
No, I graciously will accept. This is also I'm a subordinate to these individuals, and although Grim will do whatever the fuck he wants, he has found his stability within the church here. So, like, when it first comes, somebody from the church tells him something, he will do it.
Nice to meet you, Mason Obsidian. And Mason is the name of the warrior priest of your order.
I go and I shake his hand.
Pleasure to meet you. Grimney Barabbas Lion of Athenbrook the Fifth.
That name's familiar, but can't place it.
We're an older family.
And I tell him from which and whence I've come, but I don't mention into too detail any more of the last name, just of the region. Because although I've said it, I'm not trying to like fully divulge who I am. Just be, yes, I am from this area. We're very wealthy and known in that area, type of scenario.
Must be it. Yes. Well, nothing to fret. It's been several years that this has been a thing. It's our duty to continue forward and do our best in spite of it, as we must. So, but I'm here for part of what we do is trying to figure it all out, in fact. So, good to see there's someone else to rely upon. Archbishop, is the quarters ready for me yet? Well, I think if Pebble got themselves put together, your quarters should be ready. I'll take my.
And I'll look at I forget his name already. The guy that I've been talking to.
Mason Obsidian.
Mason. I'll look at Mason. I'll be like,
I quite frequently am staying at this tavern. If you so for me, just send word over to here. We take jobs and such. I'm a part of a group of a small guild. I try to help out the community.
Oh, very worthwhile endeavor. It's good to see one of our order doing that. Well, I will take my leave. I'm sure we'll see each other either upon service or other. As he takes his way out of the room.
I look at the Archbishop and just go,
A long road ahead we have.
Yes, I fear that is the nature of things, but I don't necessarily know that it'll be a calm one. He looks forlong towards his books and things around his room.
You know what? To try and bring up morale, we should see if the town is willing to have ourselves sorts of festival or something to bring the city's camaraderie together.
Well,
with the church's hand.
Well, we've been invited to participate in the bicentennial. We haven't really committed to anything, but you're right. That seems like a good way to give the order some time to work within the community.
I think also maybe times are tough. Maybe also our siphons for the church might have to decrease to help the city.
Well, as long as we have some good guidance, I don't think that's wrong at all. It's part of the service that we offer. All right, much to think about. I must retire as well. I hope that you're making your way back, or feel free to stay here tonight. Anything you need to.
Oh, I will head back to the rock bottom. But if you need me, do let me know.
Very well. We'll send word if we need to, or if I get any headway on maybe doing some of this work we've discussed. And with that, Grim, you see him retire to his quarters that are close by off his office. As you're passing out, because you're thinking of heading out, you do also pass by Pebbles, where he has fallen asleep in a chair. And you do note that, and you can make any choice on that if you wish before you pass by.
Pebbles is the child, correct?
He's not a child. He's just an initiate.
Just an initiate, yeah. As I see him kind of nodding off onto the side, I stop. When I'm in the church, in my mind, Grim kind of like acts like Severus Snape, like walking through. So like he'll like have his hands inside of his like kind of like robes as he goes through, and I just take out a piece of paper and I flap him.
No sleeping in the church.
No, you're right. I should make my way to bed.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for helping me there.
Pebbles, don't forget. 25 prayers. And I do like the 25 Hail Mary type things. It's like that's what you have to do for sleeping at the church.
Awesome. So he walks off. You make your way back, and you are the last to arise on that day. You heard this random clamor down the stairs. That is what woke you up this morning. And you walked down being awful chipper, as you note. It seems like your party is a mixture of animated, and Ferrari looks like they have not done anything, like shower or do anything for themselves before arriving down this morning. And we'll pick back up with the group there.
I start coming down, and you hear how chipper I'm whistling, and I just look over at Ferrari. Prestidigitation, and I just walk over. So just sit down.
Well, that works. That. I'm going to remember that you did that the next time that Tobias asked me to do a few things. Thank you.
Yes, I'm quite helpful when it comes to cleaning the areas of the church. It's never seen such it hasn't had all that algae removed from it in such a long time. I'm very good in the depth of this.
Very good, thank you. I think I need to rest. Big guy, can you handle the rest of this morning? And you see a big thumbs up from the orc out of the curtain. I'm gonna go lay down. I will see you all sometime soon. And Eloise makes her way out back to the back where their quarters are. So you now all have kind of set down. I did in the Discord put in with a notice board as it stands. There are patrons around the bar, and the orc has come out and is kind of taking care of some dishes at the bar. At this point, I will explain that I have no general direction that I want to send you guys in, because you have so many threads in front of all of you. If you pick any one of them, there are a lot of options to go for right now. Be it the notice board, be it the history of the things that have been happening, or anything. So, also, Doric is very concerned about meat right now as well. Whatever you guys choose to go for, we have the ability to do so. So feel free to follow any thread of your choosing.
Okay.
You know the golden rule: your barbarian's happy, you're happy.
All of you kind of just see Grim is being a bit gluttonous at the moment with the food, and he's just kind of stuffing his face.
So after getting the smoky char off of me, thanks to the prestidigitation, I walk over, sit down, kind of look over at Grim and give him a simple little nod of thanks. And then as I'm like going and eating the fruit, I reach into my pocket where I put the you said it was a receipt for like a high expensive lock.
Yes.
I reach into my pocket and between bites, I'm like, so when I woke up this morning, I was keeping notes in my room and I was taking the notes down off the wall where I had them posted up. This was behind some of my notes. I lay the receipt down on the table. This wasn't mine.
The paper that you all now see on the table is what just appears to be a note of purchase. On the top, it says Lakshima's, and it has what appears to be a lock drawn in as a logo. It looks like a purchase order for a specific lock, a Green Grove lock.
The Green Grove lock?
Grove, as in like the forest kind of word. Green Grove lock. It is expensive. It is a lock that is 150 gold.
Damn.
The hell is this lock made of?
With that, it does have on the bottom just a paid in full and no other notation on there. You do see a initial of large T in handwriting.
So you're showing this to all of us now, Rory?
Oh yeah, I placed it right on the table in front of everybody.
Where did you say you got this?
When I was taking down the notes that I've been keeping in my room, I had a bunch. I'm very studious in all the weird things that we've been encountering and things that I had in the backlogs of my own brain. But this was behind the stuff that I had pinned up on my wall last night before I passed out. Which explains why you all saw me looking just as frazzled as I was when we left the school.
And you're sure you didn't accidentally grab this?
I don't remember grabbing it. I'm usually good about remembering if I get sticky fingers about things. And honestly, with you guys, I don't have any reason to not tell you that it was something of mine or that I grabbed.
No,
Yeah.
I believe you. It's just.
I mean, if I forgot it, that's one thing, but I haven't had enough gold to spend on something that much, let alone that's not my initials, so it's not mine. So unless I found it and forgot.
With that, I kind of finish up my fruit and I take a better look at the note, and then I also look back at Ferrari. I'm like, oh, when did you change your hairstyle again? I kind of like the other one. It looked like
hair.
Yeah, hair, feather. You wear it on your body, right?
I don't wear it. It's a part of who I am. Just like your hair is part of who you are.
Yeah,
you don't
you wear different
you don't,
hairstyles.
Huh.
I moved the fuck a feather.
I jump away. I'm like, excuse
can you give
me
a dex save and you give me a sleight of hand?
Dex save. Oh, brother.
13.
All right.
It doesn't matter what I rolled because I rolled a 1.
Okay. Oh, right. So, Doric, you go to pluck a feather, like in the all intention of doing that. It's early and you're a little bit groggy. So, in fact, your motion of actually trying to grab a feather, you basically like jab him in the shoulder real hard. And so, Ferrari, you feel that right now, like you just got like whacked in the shoulder. And you do come back, Doric, with a feather that looks like a feather. And, you know, you have it.
See, now if this was a body part,
I yelped as you do that, though. And I look at you as if this is one of the gravest insults that has happened to Ferrari in the entire time he's been in Enferacuse. I just stare daggers at you, and I take my bowl and I start heading towards the stairs.
Well, you could pull off one of my hairs. I just wanted to show you.
But, but wait! I wanted to talk to you about actual things.
Doric, don't you know that he needs those to fly?
It was just one. His last haircut, he had like none, and he was still good to go. I think.
Last hair. You keep saying hair. He stops at the stairs. You keep saying hair. These are feathers. They are different.
These. You're not supposed to cut these.
Why'd you get rid of
what kind of like? How much hair does Doric have? Like long hair, short hair?
Not short hair with a bit of a beard.
Okay, mage hand to grab and pull on the beard as hard as I can with the mage hand.
Let's see what we're gonna do with that. I guess we're gonna go sleight of hand again, even though it is your mage hand. And Doric, give me a perception check.
What, perceiving if I can see it?
I want to see if you're gonna note that he made this hand appear right in front of you, like in the lower section, because it's basically a lot out of your vision.
So I rolled. I got a 15 on that.
Perception. 21.
You see this, like, kind of feel this presence of this hand puff out in front of you. Feel free to take an action here now.
No, I told him he could pluck a hair off of my hair, my chin.
Oh, it's not grabbing for a hair. It's grabbing for your beard to go. And it's got 10 pounds of force behind it.
Yeah, I'll let it happen. I told him I would.
Cool. Doric, just give me a strength check here.
Yep. 18.
Ferrari, you watch as his hand grasps the beard, and you believe it's supposed to be moving at that point, and it does not go anywhere.
You can pluck at any time, I say, just kind of staring, not even looking at the hand.
There you go.
I throw my bowl of fruit at you.
These are none of the actions in which I.
Give me a. Well, first, Doric, give me a dex save, and Ferrari, because you're gonna throw it, I don't want to make it an attack unless you're making an attack, and then it's athletics.
Jesus Christ! Why are you rolling so good?
You can still roll, Ferrari. I am curious to what you get.
Oh, no.
Doric is so oblivious to his malice right now. He's like smiling and just like waiting for things to happen. He's like a golden retriever at this moment.
You're a menace.
Ferrari, what'd you get?
It's a whopping 9.
I catch the bowl of fruit.
Well, Doric, the fruit has separated from the bowl. You have caught like a couple bites in your mouth. And then the rest of it's just kind of like falling away from you. You kind of were just moving towards it thinking, oh, all right, cool. Ferrari, you are stunned as Doric basically eats your breakfast, partially. And now you didn't have any. You hear Ferrari, you also hear behind you a bang hard on the bar.
Everything's coming up aces.
The orc gives you a glower for throwing.
I would have cleaned it, but that's fair. And I just turn and I go upstairs.
Okay. You make your way upstairs. You see that Albert is still playing with the small halfling child, just kind of, they're just having a fun time up there. Let's see here.
Jesus Christ. This is not the way I expected the morning to go.
As Ferrari goes upstairs, you all basically immediately see someone sit down with you all.
Oh, we all got Mayhem die, by the way.
Oh, yay! Thank you for Mayhem.
Neff just gave us stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody write that down, and thank you. You sense someone just basically sit down next to you very quickly. you recognize who it is. It is Tobias's cousin, who you have
Oh Lord.
you've all ran into a few times here. He seems like he is in a mood, and just kind of sits down with you all. Ugh. Morning.
Ing?
What are you all doing today? Anything else positive, rebellious, or well, maybe hopefully interesting? Anything interesting?
This is the drunk, isn't it?
You have seen him drunk before.
Oh yeah, this is the guy I tried to waterboard.
Yeah, got Jonathan Nighthall.
I come over. Hey, how you been?
I've been better, but how about? I've heard some good things. It's been good to be here as of late. There's more people in here to talk to and kind of hang out with, have some lively adventures with, of sorts. He still seems very forlorn to you, like something's bothering.
Talk about it over a bowl of fruit.
This is some good fruit.
Do we have enough fruit I can slide over to him, or is we just kind of
you can,
all or flung
I
the
mean,
rest?
you ate at this point 1.5 breakfasts. So
Doric has
I need
currently
to,
eaten
like,
Zari's and Verari's partially.
I actually need to go get more fruit.
Actually, I never got my actual breakfast. Can I get my bowl of fruit, please?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
By definition, I never got mine. People just somewhat give me their food.
There is no fruit on your table. You do know that there's still fruit at the bar, so you can go to the bar and grab fruit if you wish.
Okay.
So you guys, sorry, if you wish, you can go grab another one.
I will do so.
Okay.
I'm definitely hungry. I
Very-
will. Yeah.
While this person is going, Zari is walking off. They're having a conversation. I wanted to go and try to talk to Zari at the bar whilst this is happening, just for a quick moment to ask a quick question.
All right, let's split off for a moment here. Very good. Welcome in, late cheese. All right, so we got at the table, Doric. You asked him how he's doing after you grab your breakfast and bring it back. Thank you for this. Is some good fruit. No, it's just there's so many little things for the bicentennial happening. So many things in the city. Other things I just want to do, so I can just ignore all that stuff. There's too many things at the moment. Any response to that, Doric?
Kind of used up a lot of his brain power and energy just a few seconds ago defending himself from attacking fruit and stuff like that and receiving food from others. He kind of just go like, there, and pat him on his back. Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, sure. We're going to cut over to Zari and Grim.
I actually, I apologize. I mixed up the wrong Ari. I meant Verari, not Zari. That is my fault.
All right. So, Zari, you also hear what I just said because you went and got fruit at the same time. You can react as well if you'd like before we go away here.
Is there something in particular you mean or that you're implying?
No, it's just there's a lot of things, and I don't know. There's tasks that I need to figure out for people, or we need to figure out in general. There's so many other things going on. I want things. It's just I don't feel like I'm making headway with what I need at the moment. I don't know. There's just a lot of different jobs at times. Ugh.
Okay. So this is the brother, correct?
Cousin.
Cousin,
The
drunk
rather.
cousin.
The cousin, the drunk one. Normally.
Yes, the one you guys normally find late night passed out or watching the bar sometimes.
Yeah, that guy.
Have we ever had a conversation with him where he's not drunk? Because he seems pretty sober now.
You have, because Doric dunked him in a bunch of water to sober him up, so you have had a disgruntled conversation with him that way.
And since we never checked the rules or laws of Enferacuse, it was not a crime.
I'm going to say that there were no guards present, which means nothing happened.
So not a crime.
Not
Whatever you want to define what I just said as.
Yes.
So, okay. I mean, there's things happening all the time for everyone at every point. So, is there something in particular that's bothering you? Like,
honestly, we could roll this just, well, there is, if you, do you all have things you're already doing today?
yes, maybe. We
Okay.
have
Oh,
to.
it's all right. It's all right. It's okay. It's fine. I'll again just trying to find some ins and outs of some of these things to get done. You know, but again, if you run into your ability to help a little bit, I will not say no, or whatever. I think that if I just sit down here, and organize a bit. That's why I came in here. I need to at least sit down and start writing some of this out, so I can feel better.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna transfer up. Grim, you followed Virari, who had went up the stairs. Virari, you made your way back to your room, all flustered by the amazing dexterity and acrobatic skill of Dorek the Barbarian. So, I assume, hear a knock at your door. Is that what you're doing, Grim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so from where I'm sitting, which I'll narrate when Grim steps inside, I use my mage hand again to just kind of like reach over and kind of just crack the door handle and pull it just enough to let you in. And
Ferrari.
when you open up the door, you see that Ferrari is kind of just sitting in the windowsill, just kind of like leaning up against it, going through the notes that they were taking, look up and go, you needed something?
I have a couple questions for you. And I go and I shut the door and I start to walk over and I will lean up against the windowsill, but facing away from you and looking at the door. You're a warlock, correct?
Let's give some moment of time to this roll. So,
asked the question.
So you asked the question. Where are you inciting it off of, Grim? Just so we have some real context here.
I am basically going to ask Ferrari, hey, are you a warlock? Is your warlock a god? If it is a god, have you been in contact with this god? And if they say no, then I go and try to explain. Either way, the end result of it is explained to Ferrari first, being that they're a warlock and they use some type of like magic that is, I'm not sure if they're a god because patrons are sometimes gods, but also can be regular people just passing their power down. So that's what I'm trying to find and land on.
All right, so Ferrari, you're asked, are you a warlock? How would you like to respond?
I kind of, I'm like, I almost close my notes, but I don't. Like, I start to and I stop and I look up and I'm like, where are you getting that theory from? Just before I give any sort of inclination.
I see the divine with you, but I don't see much faith in the healing of what basically I'm just trying to say you seem more of a fighter. If anything, you're either a war cleric or possibly a warlock is what I'm going off of. I don't really see you as a healer, more of a fighter. From what I've seen off of what we've experienced. And I only go in, I won't really go into the nature of warlocks, but more of are you into the divine then? Because you haven't outright told us, so I would think that I was remembering this.
Ferrari, as a history moment, you have had a moment where you kind of talked about things like voice in your head kind of things very lightly, but not like a lot. It was more of a slip up.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was trying to play it off that I was of arcane wizardry, teachings, but I'm sure seeing someone casting an Eldritch Blast is different than seeing them just casting a Firebolt regularly. So somebody that's more learned of magics like Grimm is probably been piecing things together slowly enough to come to some natural conclusions on their own. So he kind of just closes the notes for a second, reaches into their bag, not into their pocket, and pulls out what is supposed to be their spell book and just opens it up and starts flipping through it. And you can see there are notes about spells, but if Grimm does even the most basic passing arcane check, would know that these are somehow incomplete spells. Like they're supposed to be complete, but something's missing.
Are you presenting that as a
Oh yeah, no.
as a
I
phony
just
or just like look and hold it like look at this?
I'm showing it to them, and then I just kind of go, what do you make of this outside of the obvious cursory glance?
Then I make some type of check.
Go for it.
Arcana.
Sure.
I have a +0, so this is a straight roll, but I will give myself guidance on it.
Yeah, go for it.
Fuck. That's 2.
Okay. Wow.
But let's see.
with guidance?
+4 for 6. You know.
Okay, God, you just made that one because it was a real low AC and things. So, yes, I'll plug it. All right. Here you look at that, and it takes a minute actually. You're thinking, oh, hey, show me the spell book. Well, I must know.
I definitely like put it upside down a couple times. Like I'm not sure which way that the letters are supposed to go.
Yeah,
There are times when you do that and the page folds out.
I assume there's also like in the like Harry Potter style, it's all like regular writing, and then right in the middle is a circular bit of writing that goes right into like a middle point, and everything else just goes around it, and it keeps going down.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of weird arcane patterns in the writing, but yeah,
there is, and then you flip to a page that you basically get to, and it seems mostly like blank, except for why can't I get this right? Why can't I get this right? And it's written 3 times in a row from Ferrari's handwriting, from what you've learned at this point, so it doesn't look as spelly as you think it would be.
But I can't decipher this. But it does look very arcana in nature. It seems very old.
Yeah. Up until probably a couple years ago, this was my my everything. Trying to get just the most basic of arcane studies to become a wizard. And I never really, as you said, never really had a touch of the divine or had an inclination towards it. I've always been a bookish sort.
Yes.
So.
But have you ever wondered where the power derives from? Where the book derives from? Who it derives from?
Oh, this book is all stuff that I learned from the teachings of other arcane studies, but the stuff that you've seen me do, not necessarily a divine nature.
I only ask because I know that some nature of warlocks, and by the way, I do not judge being a cleric myself. I see us as 2 ends of the different side of a coin. We are one, but it's not bad. Either way, he tries not to stammer on that too much, because I know like everyone thinks of warlocks as like a stigma of being a bad person in a sense, when that's not at all how it works. Just goes. And I was wondering if you may have had some type of backing, someone that has given the power towards you, that you have had contact with. Because unfortunately, there's some hard news that I must break to the group. I don't know how to say it, and I wished for another to see if they may be experiencing it too.
This has something to do with our meeting with that Dionysus and his chosen yesterday,
Since
doesn't
last
it?
night, I had an unsettling feeling. I don't know if
Because
you noticed, but when we were in the house, I tried to commune with my God. It did not particularly go well. There was no answer. When I
Sorry to
went to go
hear
talk
that.
to, well, it's quite all right. We don't stay in contact. It's not like we're BFFs or anything. But there's no guidance from them as of right now, and that goes through the whole church. As I've spoken with the war priest, as the gods are currently, say, missing.
From what we had heard from that Dionysus, they were like barred, I think was the word, or restricted from direct contact with us. If that's
To
to
be
be
in the material plane, but to commune with their God, to seek guidance, not from being in the material plane, but from the other side.
Maybe that physical barring from being here has increased more in recent times. I don't know. But do you remember, since you've already asked and I've kind of already given enough information that you can glean that your assertions were correct. You remember when we fell into that wondrous portal?
Yes, I believe we
And
went to your neck of the woods.
my neck of the woods?
Are you not Faye?
No, no, I'm a native of this world. But
I
my
thought you were Faye
obsession.
this whole time. This whole campaign. This is Tim.
Keep it in. This is good.
No. I my knowledge and obsession with the Fae branches off literally from where I get my powers.
Ah, understood then.
He and I
And
have an understanding. I'm doing my best to help him with his predicament, and he's granting me abilities that otherwise I would have not had access to.
him.
Yes.
Have you been able to commune with him? Your source of power.
Yeah. We talk
Yeah.
from time to time. He's probably either listening in right now, having a bit of a moment before he wants to pipe in and tell me whether I'm screwing up or
You say
otherwise.
this, and Grim just goes,
Oh no, it's more of from my perspective, not like
oh.
like he's. I don't know if he would be using the his own divination abilities to be watching us both, but he and I kind of like he sees and hears from my perspective when he needs to.
Are they Fae?
Archfey.
Are-
Which it would explain more why he's got the potency to give me what I have.
I think the last thing that that me as Tim and Grim would like out of this will be looking into your eyes. Good God, I'm gonna regret this. What's its name?
I don't above table. I don't believe he's ever given his name or like told me his name. Has he?
He is not.
Makes sense. Knowing an
yeah.
Archfey's name is a pretty powerful thing to have under your belt. I just
Yeah.
look into your eyes and just goes, well, if your patron was willing to help me look into a few things, I would be willing to make a deal.
Virai kind of just covers their beak, kind of like Did you just
No, you
really-
didn't.
Ferrari,
You-
Ferrari, at that moment, you feel a door open real quick in your mind.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
you hear a slight bit of laughter.
Mhm.
And on that note, we're gonna take a break. It's time to take a bit of a break and take a moment to go do some things.
Oh, shit.
We'll be back in about 10 minutes, everybody. So if you please stick around with us to find out what happens as we have, lurked out there the ability to deal
my
something
God.
or other. So we'll be right back. Take care and see you soon.
I
with as many moist things as possible. We are welcome back to break. Welcome back from break for Evils of Enferacuse. We did, before going to break, have an utterance from Grimm, the notion of creating some sort of deal with the Ferrari's patron that they have just basically started to talk about together. And Ferrari heard a laugh inside their head. And we pick it back up from there. Ferrari, you feel this laughter kind of die down, and you hear inside your head, "A deal, is it? Very interesting. I like this one more. You can put your hand out, would you? And Ferrari,
Oh.
you feel this bit of a glow in your hand when you put your hand your what we're gonna go with your hand feathers out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he wants to have a conversation, so I'm just going to. I hold out my hand.
I take it.
Grim, you feel this warmth in the hand, but also something, just a door open kind of inside your mind momentarily. Oh, nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
You said something of a deal. I think we can work that out. You said you wanted to. The deal was to learn what's happening with your deity, right?
I seek knowledge of what is happening with the gods and why they do not commune or be here any longer.
So, if I think there's good grounds for this, because it's probably either if it doesn't lead me to my ends, it will at least be something to do. I can agree to this boon on condition that one momentary favor of my choosing.
I would agree to this with the addendum that the moment of choosing cannot be of killing.
No, absolutely. Well, no,
Uh,
he's going to be killing anyone that tries to kill you all anyway. I think that's already something that we've worked out.
I was just about to actually mention that, but you have him, not me.
No, not I. There's no need for a favor of making you kill something or someone. We have things for that.
Then yes, I do believe this is an acceptable deal.
Splendid. And Ferrari, you feel your hand shake, Grim's hand, but Ferrari, keep note, you did not hear anything.
Oh, neat.
Nice.
So you feel your hand shake on its own. So Grim, you have a handshake. Well, everything gets more interesting as we go. All right, take care. And with that, Ferrari, you feel your hand declasp, and you feel the door close in your mind, Grim.
My hand is very moist. It's
Why?
very clammy.
Ferrari,
It's very disgusting.
Ferrari, you feel this awkwardness of having and also coldness from holding Grim for so long.
Wait, does your feathers cover your hands? Because then it would block out most of that.
Technically, the images they use, it looks like kind of humany hands with the furry bits around it. So
Yeah, the feathers kind of like come down like here.
his
and-
palm does illustrate. They do illustrate their palms as like skin.
Yeah, like if you look at like a bird's foot, how it's got like that more like scaly
Yeah.
like texture, that's kind of like what I would envision an owlin or a bird folk kind of hand to be like. So that's what you see when you look at Ferrari's hands. But yeah, it's just I'm like as the handshake ends, I'm just like, oh, you really tend to moisturize, don't you?
No, this is all natural.
Interesting. So I assume by the still positive demeanor, things went well between you and my patron.
Yes, he seems interesting.
Yeah,
I
he's
made the
quite
deal with him
quite
as
the
long as
charismatic
I do
fellow.
not have to kill. Everything else is all gray.
As it would be. I'm not surprised, but I'm also not disappointed. I'm glad that I've been able to open up a little bit about this because I've kind of been hesitant to bring this up in polite society, and well, because the Fae aren't really commonly discussed, as we've hit upon the other night with the professor, and how every text about the Fae seems to go just up
Very
into
downhill.
smoke. Yeah. Well, and the ones that do get made seem to get destroyed or lost to time rather quickly. which is why I keep my notes on my person, because I'm not going to go about publishing notes about this stuff until I'm certain that I can without it going missing. Anyway, yeah. Shit, now I feel a little bit better.
There shouldn't have been a need to feel bad about this. Plus, I don't think anyone in the group would even mind. You've been a very useful team member.
It's not, I mean, it's a bit about that. I figured of all the people, you'd probably be the most understanding.
Is it the W word?
W word?
Are you worried about people and the warlock stigmata of it?
Oh, heavens no. I don't know if there's even another warlock within a 5-mile radius of the town.
Oh, I'm sure there's blasphemers everywhere.
Ah, wait, sir. You were trying to make him feel better.
Now,
Rory just kind of chuckles at the statement. It's just like, I don't doubt it.
Coming from the clergyman, it's like everyone's a blasphemer. I know this. I've been to confessions here.
as you two have a very good laugh together at that, Doric and Zari, you have been watching as you eat a little bit more fruit, but you note that Gunther, and again you asked the name, Gunther Nighthall. Gunther is over there now, kind of taking some parchment and looking like they're putting some things out on the paper there, and lists or a couple different papers and things too. So it seemed like they're now hard at work, kind of working some of this stuff out. Given Ferrari, you make your way back down the stairs after you feel like you've gotten a chance to get away from the mental space, and almost not even think that you were throwing fruit around earlier. And you see that Gunther is now down at the table, Ferrari, and seems to be working on something too.
I kind of before I make my way over to the table, I go back over to get some of what is remaining of the fruit. And since I wasted my original portion by trying to chuck it at Doric, I take a little bit of coin out of my pocket and put it on the counter for more. And if I see the full orc or half orc, whatever the fellow is, I'm not remembering properly. If I see like the hand reach out, I'm like, sorry about the outburst. Little bit oversensitive today.
He nods and kind of acknowledges that that gesture of yours.
And I walk over to the table and I kind of like I sit down and I look over at Dark. I'm like, it's a sensitive thing. Just so you know, we really take care of our feathers because of our flight, and just they don't grow back as quite as quickly as hair does.
Oh, well, thank you for letting me know that. And you could have fooled me because you literally got it all back in under 30 seconds.
The prestidigitation helped clean up quite a bit. It smooths out and doesn't look like it's missing as many as it was that got burned, is the deal.
But you're still missing feathers.
I kind of like, I lift like a portion where the top layer is smoothed over and you can see where there are a few bare spots underneath. Yeah.
Okay, at that part, Doric becomes extremely remorseful, and since I sincerely apologize to you for that.
Noted, and apology accepted. I shouldn't have let myself get so emotional about it. You didn't have to have the lived experience of being an Owlin, so you wouldn't know. It's okay. We're good. And I do like a little hand up for like a fist bump just to kind of fully clear the air.
Yeah. I give him a fist bump, trying not to, too hard. I let you finish the movement. I just put it out there.
Okay.
Awesome. At this note, you all see as there's a couple other papers that Gunther has gotten out. You see him eyeing the notice board a bit, kind of looking up, back, forth, and also look at a couple of postings by the door. You're all kind of like aware of this. For anybody who is wondering, the current notice board is in the Discord. That's why you should join the Discord. But otherwise, you all kind of have made your way, spent your morning at the rock bottom as it is time for lunch. You note that there is now soup bowls out on the bar. And if you're at your leisure, you can grab things. There's a couple of new patrons passing through as they're grabbing a couple of bites to eat and something to drink. Would anyone like to do anything?
I perk up just briefly. I'm like, just a quick aside. And I point at the note with the receipt for the lock. This isn't. Does anybody know if this might be Tobias's? Because the initial.
With that, Gunther kind of looks up because he arrived after all that. Kind of looks over and says, "Oh yeah, that T that has like the thing on the end. He likes to think that that's enough to have an N, and does because I don't even know if he knows how to spell. But yeah, that's him."
Oh. Well then, this will have to. When we see him next, we'll have to give it back because I'm sure he's probably wondering where it is, so he can get the lock that he paid for.
No, he's got that.
He's already got the lock?
Yeah.
Then
What does he need the lock for?
He owns a place. You buy locks, don't you?
That's a hefty lock, though.
Well,
Lock costs more than several weapons.
Well, he looks over at it and kind of like,
Oh,
we'd use it there. Okay.
I know where it went.
Cool.
It's
Well,
one on.
You just gonna full stop?
Well, I mean, I just suddenly remembered. But I don't necessarily know in character, but it should be the one on Eloise's door.
give yourself inspiration for
perhaps.
remembering that.
Hey, all right.
actually, I don't know if you mentioned Eloise in character, but Rory would look kind of like over at the bar and think for a minute and go, she was kind of tired for just being the daytime. I hope she's all right.
Well, you said that out loud?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think she's really been sleeping well. Hey, actually, that reminds me, she has a hefty lock on her door. I think I actually inspected it.
You did.
I think that, pointing at the receipt, is the one on her door. Actually, ever since we rescued her, she hasn't been sleeping well, apparently.
Well, after nearly being, what was it, walked out to the lake and had horrible things happen. Yeah, understandable.
Okay. Very good. You remember, Zari, that lock itself was something that was really strong, but also very well. It's probably something that wards also, that has some component that wards against things that are not necessarily just a lockpick.
Okay. Well, I guess that would make sense that, if I'm remembering right, I think that lock also wards against bad things.
No, we could use a few more of those kinds of things around Enferacuse for sure.
Half the businesses would go out of business if you did that, but good to know.
Oh, hey, Ferrari, did you get a chance to look at all those recipes I sent or gave you to you?
Above table recipes?
Well, there was a couple of things that was found in the room of those students.
Oh, that stuff. Do you have that written down? What we grabbed? Because it was the
I
book,
do!
the tree book, which obviously quite potentially had. Did we actually sneak that back in or no?
You opened it in the bar.
Yeah, no, we opened that in the bar and
The book was
closed
still
that.
ours.
None
Yeah,
of the only thing that has went back has been a rock.
Yeah, I gotta bring all that back.
Was it a shiny rock?
No, the rock that walked away and then it walked back.
into the kid's pocket.
Yes.
That poor kid. I felt so bad. Okay.
In my defense, I thought it was a magic rock.
Yeah, we all kind of like could have clocked that, in a magic school it might have been. Okay, so tree book, and what else did we have?
There was a disappearing or dissolving potion recipe. I gave you ingredient lists for the reappearing and solitude potions. Reappearing being the opposite of the disappearing potion. I gave you. I think there was more though.
Do you have? I believe you.
Oh
just,
yes.
Yeah. You have one more.
The solitude potion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the solitude potion. So and for that was also the ingredients specifically. I couldn't get the actual thing, but so there was.
So we got that. What was it? The day of or the day before?
Yesterday.
Okay, so literally just within a day.
No, actually, it was been the day before yesterday. I gave you guys a night to rest before you engaged with the circle, so it's day before yesterday.
Right.
Okay.
Oh wait, and I think I also stole some books.
Minute. You did take books. You took the tree book, which we have talked about here.
Right.
Yep. You did take a book that seemed like
I got it. The brown one that had Thieves' Cant in it, with 3 different spells.
Yep.
For that, the spells being Blinding Light, a Painful Blinding Light, and then Wind Fart.
And you
Okay.
and remember which one you tried to cast?
Yeah, it was the Maggot P one, which is the farting one.
Wind Fart. Yep.
Yeah.
Good heavens.
These are definitely teenager-made spells.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, clearly.
This book, the brown book, you will note seems a lot.
God, the brown book.
Seems a lot like it was around the where the rock was. Just as
It
aside.
stains your fingers when you pick it up.
Turn it to.
It's only been like a little over a day with the whole fighting that God's champion and everything. I hadn't really thought to focus on that tonight. As long as we don't have another crazy night today, I'll get some parchment aside and I'll copy everything that I can down from the ingredients.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you for reminding me. I just totally slipped my mind.
No worries. I think if you can start on the other things, I'll take some time to translate, or rather to add a character. Shoot, what did I say before? I'll take some time to interpret these these little signs on the side to help out as much as I can, because I can't read the rest of this.
Okay.
All right, at least I got one of these done. Oh, awesome. You see now Jonathan, who has pulled like several, or Gunther, who's pulled several parchments in front of him, at least pulls one out and is looking to see if he can find a pin to the board. And it basically is going to get pinned underneath the poster of the missing cat. I believe that's up there right now. It appears to be a audition for bands for the bicentennial. That is what he is putting up there at the moment. He seems like he avoided any of the open space and is just kind of looking to hang it somewhere.
Wait, there's somebody about to hang a thing about bands right next to a thing about noise complaints? I wonder if they're related.
It's adjacent. But yeah, the notice board otherwise it is presented in the chat currently.
I wonder if I genuinely wonder if they're the same, because this one has a noise complaint with the trumpet, and then the other one has musical instruments. So I'm wondering if it's.
Would you like to examine or move the board?
Yeah, Grimo.
Okay. Grim, you make your way up, and you do note there's some open space on the board. There's some things out there that are, in and out of other things. You do see the noise complaint one. It's on top of something.
Yeah, I'll move the wanted with the barrel on it down to reveal what's underneath that. What we discussed during the break.
Yes, for anyone who is not here, which was everyone who's watching, we discussed moving some of these things around and to do a few things.
Are you showing the image of the board on Twitch right now? I don't have it up.
No, but now that you mention it, what's going to happen? You just move that around, and with that, this update is going to come through, and I'm going to send it into the Discord right now as well, as soon as I'm actually in our Discord, and I will put the new image there that you all should take a look at as soon as it wants to upload.
Taking the personal day.
All right, there is a new image. It is both on the stream as well as in their Discord right now. So if you'd like to take a look, you can see some of the movement you have made. And some of the effects. For descriptive purposes, you can see that you've uncovered, there is on the right-hand side, after you move the barrel, a picture of a person with a bit of horns sticking out with a missing sign above their head. You have moved also from the left the sign about the orphans, and on that side you see a wanted, dead or alive, with a person with the same, very much same visage with horns on their head on the left-hand side.
Does it look like it's a helmet or like actual horns? Because that looks like someone has a helmet on.
It's coming from underneath like hair as well, so it's a little bit difficult to tell. But again, it's sketched out, so you take it for your own interpretation. So that has been uncovered. We've moved some other things around. The noise complaint is still there.
We also for a horny, hairy man.
And it seems like there is more than one interested party when you take a look at that as well. So a couple of different options there along the way. And otherwise, the notice board has the missing cat sign still up, the orphanage sign, the barrel sign, and the cutlery sign, which you moved. There is also the missing the help and a picture of a mouse. And now a band audition thing being pinned to the bottom.
As I'm standing there readjusting and I'm like looking at the noise complaint, looking at the band thing. And whereabouts are you hosting this?
Oh, I think we're gonna do this in the stage down there on the amphitheater. It's kind of the easiest open space. And what we could do, I mean, honestly, if I felt like we wouldn't get a crowd, we could do it here even on the stage here. I wonder if Tobias would go for that.
Well,
I do not know. I would say, give the good old try. But um, if you do it here, and as I go, just like, just remember, and I point to the noise complaint, just like in the right setting, just in case it's them.
Oh, yeah, we would definitely hold it during the day. That's just that weird. It's that weird stuff out nighttime wise.
Oh, you know of this noise complaint.
Oh yeah, it's out. A couple of the really nice vineyards are out there. It's actually over out. It's outdoors, just over the walls. It comes and goes night
On the
times.
southern walls.
On the eastern ones actually. Out, forest has a couple of nice groves of vineyards and things that way too, so it's kind of nice. But yeah, they get some complaints out there. It keeps people up at night. People who live along the edge there.
Oh. And you're trying to find new band members?
Oh yeah. Well, not band members. Like I know I am I probably look like I could be the person in charge of a band, but you know, more musically inclined people is what we need because there's this bicentennial has so many pieces of celebrations. You need different music at different times. It's like a whole year long thing.
Ah, well, as I like position his like right there at the bottom, it's just like, well, I would say once Tobias is Tobias in? Have we even seen him?
You have not seen Tobias today.
Yeah. It's like, well, he's not in today, but I'll give him a mention. And I'll go and to the bar and just kind of write down a little note, and I'll look at Tobias's cousin is manning the bar, right?
No, the large orc
Oh,
is.
the orc. And it's like, excuse me, big man.
Yeah, he
And
nods.
And I just go, when you see Tobias next, make sure that he gets this. That man over there wishes to possibly perform here.
He takes your note, but then looks over at Gunther, like really weirded out by what you said.
Music.
He points to Gunther and shakes his head.
Oh no.
Oh no, he's not good. Oh.
Blink once, blink twice.
No wonder he's trying to find new band members. He probably sucks. Well, either way, I'm only doing this as a gesture. Either way, tell Tobias, don't tell Tobias. It's in your hands now.
Move.
He nods and goes from there.
I can't wait until I get to tech thoughts so I can hear what this man's voice actually sounds like.
Dorak then goes up to the board of quests.
Yep.
And instinctively, he's reaching up for exotic meats. And then he pauses. And then he looks at the missing and dead or alive sign. He takes them both.
Okay, you take meats. You take the
No, not meats.
You take both
Missing.
You take both the missing ones. I will let you know at this moment because you take these two. You remember you have done this before with other pieces of paper from the board, and you're kind of thinking maybe what happened to them.
As I stuff the missing and the wanted dead or alive into my pocket, I feel the other paper.
All right.
Oh. And I pull it out, and I forgot which quest I grabbed previously.
So I am going.
How many do you have?
Yes.
That was the answer I was looking for.
That is the appropriate answer based on certain things that we have done. So I don't disagree with what we decided to say there. I am going to right now go back into my little log of ones that you happen to have in your pocket here.
Ones.
No.
Now, okay, so all right, you have one that you basically just did. You have one that says performing service to the Church of Silent Stone. So you remember that from when you were when you were out there doing stuff, right? Because you encountered those stone statues and things along the way.
So we got a hand in.
Yep. You have helped me seek the divine reward with scrolls. It was a very big bright purple note. You have Gary's knives, sharp and sheep.
Oh, right.
That's there.
I grabbed all of this?
Yes, because you've been the one who basically goes up each time and does this.
I can't recant that statement. Just gonna keep going.
That's so barbarian, though.
So, now that you know you've done a couple of these, that's a good sign. Some of these are out of the way. You still have a couple that you had otherwise just floating around.
All right, so the sharpened knives we still need to do. We did the one with the church, and we did the other one, yes?
You did not. You see Gary's knives, but you haven't necessarily done anything with Gary's knives.
Yes, as I said, we still have the knives. We did the church, and I had a third one.
You had the scrolls one. You did the scrolls one. That was just you just did that with the guy with Forgotten Flame, and so that is there.
I'm gonna ADHD this later. Hold on.
So
All right,
now
so he's only got the knives and the wanted and missing.
Yes.
Yep.
If it's the same person, I'd be like, we can decide which one we do when we get there.
there
Yeah,
is
like
there
it went
is
from
no
missing to dead.
there is no other indicators on either of those two different posters other than the sketch of the same person and the fact that somebody's looking missing and somebody's looking wanted. But there is no indication on them on where to make contact with.
Here, I got a good question. Does the sketch look like it's done by the same person?
They do not look like
Okay.
they're exact. No.
Okay, so two different people looking for this similar looking individual for different reasons. Fun.
So, very good. And at this point, we've gotten to early afternoon. You all have kind of been just kind of may having some good rest and some times to catch up on things this morning. You do hear from behind the bar and behind the orc a loud bang.
How loud are we talking?
It is a bit of a weird like loudness in the hallway that leads out behind the bar.
Is this towards Eloise's room?
Mm-hmm.
It would be.
Yep. I'm taking wing as soon as I hear it. I'm like, oh shit.
Same. Well, not wing, but yes.
Good luck. What are you grabbing my wings and taking them from me?
As you make your way down the hallway, you note that two things are happening. First off, Zari, you're going to be the one who catches this. You take a look because you thought about that lock earlier you were putting together. As you take a look up at the door that you're familiar with because you visited Eloise's room, that lock is glowing green and is, kind of bright sitting there right then. Ferrari, since you make their way first with you're trying to taking wing, you can see that door itself, there is something that is hitting that door a bit.
From the other side?
From the other side of it.
So from inside the room.
Yes.
Oh.
And Eloise is currently in there.
As far as we know. Is there like a back door out of this area?
There is. There's actually another 2 rooms, one on either side, and a door that leads out the back.
I'm going to book it for that door to try and see if there's a window for her room to see if I can witness what's going on if there is.
All right. As you make your way to the door, you basically
just him.
He said just him. So you guys are still right there. He's making his way towards the door. As you do, walking in that back door is Tobias.
Eloise, lock. Something's up.
All right, hold on. He strides down the hallway, and just says, feels the door. There's a bang. Go back to sleep.
Is Eloise in there?
The door kind of shudders a little bit and then stops. You note that the lock is no longer glowing any color, and you don't hear a real noise from the room.
All right. I still, despite that, my concern, I go out to see if I can witness what's going on the other side.
Okay, you enter a space that you have not seen before. It is a square alleyway that has barrels and cargo kind of stuff. It looks like it's some level of storage outside for the rock bottom. You see that there along that wall that would be one room and then Eloise's room. The first room, where you would assume that is, has a window with bars. The second space does not.
And the second space would have been her room.
Based on what your geography tells you, yeah.
Okay.
Or sleepwalking would probably be the reason.
Yeah. Now that he kind of like does sort of like the internal monologue of that makes sense. That's smart. Tobias is thinking about all the angles. Kind of just tucks back in, closes the door behind him, and goes, "Okay, I wasn't sure, but you're smart not having a window on her room. I
Yeah,
was a little worried there."
yeah, I know. It's again, I am very aware these days of how this is going. So it's fine. She'll quiet down. Lunch?
Um,
How long has this been going on? We know that she hasn't quite been
Well,
100% since. But I mean, like, is this like a normal thing? But even before the lake?
oh yeah. It's just a thing that happens sometimes that sleepwalking just kind of runs through the family, and we just try, try to keep track of it as we do stuff.
And the lock is warded to keep her in.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah, a lot of us, many of us, it's fine because we can just lock a door, put a chair up or something. But for her, I had to resort to other measures.
Gunther
Oh,
had to resort to other things.
Well, there's times that there's no way when she first came under my care, there was times that locks just opened or were blown off the door handle, and I'd have to catch up with her walking down the street or going different places. That's even before we switched room. The window, she broke 3 windows before we figured out that was going to be a problem.
speaking of which, I don't know how this happened, but I found this in my room and just kind of like holds up the receipt. You might want to hold on to that in case anything goes wrong with the lock.
Well, thank you, because they guaranteed that. It better stick. It seems like it's actually holding up, which I appreciate. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been able to necessarily wrap my head around it. That it's just that some reason she can get out of stuff, and yeah, it's like when you all found her, it seemed like that was the day that the door didn't get locked. Exactly right. So.
And this kind of thing runs in your family?
Yeah, sleepwalking does. And maybe not this. Like this is strange. But sleepwalking does.
Okay. Noted.
I think we need to do some more studying on why this is happening to her in particular at some point soon. So
Well,
that both you and she could sleep more soundly at night. No pun intended.
well, I had to do a lot of things. You see, sometimes, in the beginning, it was easy for me just to. She's small. Pick her up, bring her back, drop her in, call it good. There have been times though that it has not been. Oh, it has not been that simple. Right there, big guy. And you hear a big bang on the door jamb behind you, Grim. As the orc also kind of looks like he's had to kind of dip in and help sometimes here.
Uh, can I do an insight check?
Yeah.
On Gunther.
Guidance.
On Gunther? Sure, he's across. He's in another room, but
Wait,
yeah.
so who are we talking?
You're
So this
talking.
is-
Bias.
You're talking to
It's a
Bias.
Okay, yeah, sure. Same. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. That works.
And you got the guidance.
Thank you. That's an extra D4, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh God, I'm gonna need it.
Uh-oh. Well, if you want to use any of your bonus dice that you got.
Got inspiration.
I do.
You do have inspiration, and you do have bonus dice.
Guidance.
Try the inspiration first. So I'll reroll. Hopefully it's better.
You are inspired to
Oh,
actually
it is
roll it
better.
higher. Yeah,
19 total then.
perfect. When you're talking to Tobias, you have the understanding that this is, something that he's just seen on a regular basis. Now, the only level of weirdness about how he's describing it is when he describes it sometimes how it's been easy to get her back into the room.
Okay, so he's like in the way that a parent would gloss over those parts.
It's a good way to think about it.
Okay. I guess I'll say, well, you're certainly taking precautions, and doing everything in your power. It does sound kind of difficult, though. What have you found has been helpful in getting her to go back to sleep and managing all of that?
Time, honestly, is the only thing that's really worked. Is, try to get her in there, stay in there, and eventually it passes. She sleeps through it, and we're back to square one. Happy-go-lucky, playing with animals, and working it out.
In general, has this been affecting her, like, her sleep and her like being energetic? Like, is she like having a bad sleep schedule because of this?
Not, not until it got to be more like intense. I'd say it last 3 months or so, it's gotten a lot more intense, but yeah,
Yeah,
especially
because
it stopped for like a bit when the terrible thing happened. It stopped for a bit, but kind of seems like we're back to it again.
she laid down like just shortly after we came down to get our breakfast, so that's why I asked. It seemed weird that she'd be laying down so shortly after.
No, it is a bit strange. Some nights are just not easy sleep, so maybe there's a chance that's what's happening. I don't know. I think I'd have to look at it and try to keep track of her. It's already it's a lot to keep track of her already, and all the other things going on. But yeah, like I said, let's get some lunch. He leads you all back out to the bar in the front of the house. You note that John, Gunther's still there, kind of writing some things out. Some other folks are around, but otherwise, Doric, you make your way out, and you see in the doorway a small sparrowkin waving to you.
Oh, hey, it's you.
Hi
That's
there.
the fighter from the tournament that I never got to fight with.
Yes, that is who you see in front of you, the guard. Hi there.
What are you doing here?
I'm a fight you. And with that, he wants to hand you this small scroll.
He is definitely first. You see a big crap-eating grin on his face, like he couldn't hold his excitement, but then got super confused that after said statement was given, a non-threatening item was then given to him. So he's like, are we fighting to see who keeps this?
No. I was told this is when I'm allowed to fight you. That's it too.
Oh, you should have said that.
Well, I'm excited to fight you.
I quickly unroll the scroll.
As you unroll the scroll, you see in gold lettering on the top and some filigree that you, Doric Brond, have been invited to participate in the bicentennial opening bouts for the reopening of the Colosseum 1 week from today. That you have been noted for your strength and prowess on the battlefield to be a contender in these opening bouts. You see a list of 4 fighters, including the Sparrowkin that you have across from you, who is named Hans. Hans seems like they are not going to be your first opponent, but as long as you make it the way through, will be your second one.
As he is done reading this, if anyone is even like paying attention to Dorak and said Sparrowkin, you watch as like the normal wave of merriment and joy like kind of like fades away, and there's like this different feeling about him and a serious face over him. And with that, he says, "I need to make a run to the market."
You did great. I'll see you in a week. Hey, big guy, muffin. And he gets tossed a blueberry muffin and walks out the door.
Big guy's accuracy is just 100.
And with that, you all see that Doric wants to go to the market, and there is he drops this scroll, and you now note that he has been invited to participate and fight in the Colosseum in a week. And with that, we are going to close the day of our time with Evils of Enferacuse. A great bit of story work today and some following of some threads. So very good stuff. We are going to toss it down to do some plugs first to Virari and then make our way across.
Oh, okay, for me first. Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Virari. I am also going by Cregan on our Discord channel. I also play, aside from our little Alan Warlock here, I play as a Astral Elf Druid in our Eric Dune Rising Nemesis Queen offshoot from the original campaign. And you'll find me there on the other bi-weekly Friday schedules. Aside from that, you'll just see me over on the Discord posting memes and banter occasionally. So, on to Doric.
Hey everybody, Dorak Grond here, human barbarian, and I currently do not have a online title or things that I go by. You can catch me and Wolfie over here at Sweet Tea's Games on Sunday afternoons for what is currently, we are gearing ourselves up, getting ready for the new release of Monster Hunter Wilds by dusting the rust off of our old weapon skills, and the hunts, I give us 50-50 chances with the monsters that we fight. But
I watched your last one. I almost changed Sweet Tea's weapon to, I think it was going to be like a heavy, slow bat. I looked up the worst weapon in the game. I was going to tell him that one.
It's not really a worse weapon. It's more like the weapons in the game are actually really well balanced. It's just what you can do with your play style. That's the issue.
Yeah.
But if you do want something for that, weapons that are kind of the hardest to get into are Charge Blade, Great Sword, and Long Sword, because you have to know those weapons inside and out. So
It was going to be longsword, actually.
there you go, yeah.
But I feel like with Thomas's play style, though, like it actually wouldn't be as hard for him to pick that up as opposed to say like dual blades.
Oh yeah, no, he doesn't do the fast style.
Exactly, right? I know what I'm talking about.
I never said you didn't, love. Anyway, I'm passing it over to this one over here with the snarkiness.
Hi, I'm Wolfie. I played Zuri tonight, Tabaxi Rogue of apparently suitable strength, you know? So
One roll. You get one roll.
worked. Hey, look, you're the barbarian. I would say that's a win. You know, just push the barbarian. Anyway, as Doric said, we are on Sweet Tea's Gaming on Sundays, and we do lots of stuff. And sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, sometimes we get carded and get thrown off the cart by the palicos. It's fine. It's all good. Moving on over.
Hello, I'm the Grey Jedi. I play Grim. I'm also Denatos in Nemesis Queen on Friday nights. I also run the Planetscape Edge of the Void. We will be coming back from a long hiatus with hopes that everyone's schedule is planned out. So keep an eye out for next Tuesday. We'll probably be playing if we have all of the players. But either way, if you need a map made, come hit me up. And that's that.
All right, and I am your evil DM, Concleod. You'll find me here on Fridays with Evils of Enferacuse. You'll find me as a player in Planetscape Edge of the Void. And you'll also find me on TikTok, taking a look at donuts, reviewing games, reviewing geeky items, having some fun comedy. We have some really cool games lined up for review right now, so I'm super excited. Next week, I unfortunately turn 40. You know how that works. It's going to be a fun and interesting birthday week. I'm going to do a boatload of stuff and eat terrible things. It's going to be great. And we're also, again, going to be doing a lot of random things with kiddos and otherwise. Between now and the end of the year, we will be hitting our, what I will call our first arc through Evils of Enferacuse. So stay tuned for the Fridays that will be on November and December, because we'll be kind of hitting some fun peaks and things. Keep up with us as we are doing that. If you want to support the channel, there are subs here on TikTok. If you're in the Discord, you can go and support us there, following the 4 something page that does that. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's in there, and it has merch too. We have merch and random things along the way you can support, and all the money goes back into being able to play games with all of you. So please do so if you feel inclined, and we appreciate it. Join us for games when you can. Join us in the Discord to have a great conversation, and we hope that we can see you again sometime soon. All right, otherwise, everyone take care. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Later.
Bye.